Salvete discipuli, happy snow day. Sorry you have to work on it, but at least we don't have to take extra days at the end of the year. So today we're just going to do some review of the adjective endings and how those work, get more comfortable with that. The National Latin Exam assignment is just going to be handed in on Monday, and we'll go over it then. So you can just, assuming you did it yesterday, just set that aside, don't lose it. We'll look at it on Monday. If you didn't do it yesterday, it is still going to be due on Monday. All right, so reminder for our adjectives, we need to know all three of our genders' sets of endings. So our masculine set of endings is our us, e, o, o, and then the plural e, orum, is, os, is. The feminine forms are a, I, a, I, aurum, is, as, is. And our neuter forms are e, o, o, a, aurum, is, a, is. Okay, so feel free to pull out your noun charts if you need to, those endings that you should have already learned. But if you need a little bit of extra help reviewing those, this is your chance to pause the video and go do so. All right, so I've got nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative, singulars, and then the plurals. Okay, that should be instinctive. If it's not, make sure you're studying those more. So here our instructions are that we need to give the correct form of the adjective for each phrase given. So you don't have to translate the whole phrase, but we do need to find the correct ending and put it on our adjective. So in order to do that, remember adjectives must agree with the nouns they modify in case, number, and gender. So that means we need to choose for gender the correct column of endings. For case, we need to choose the correct row. And for number, we need to choose singular or plural correctly. Okay? So let's start with the good man. Okay, man, is that masculine, feminine, or neuter? Well, it's masculine, that's super easy. Okay, is man singular or plural? Singular. And then what case, we say right here that it's the good man and it's the subject, what case does that show up in? Subject is used for nominative case. The word for good is from chapter 7. It's bonus, bona, bonum. Okay, and we abbreviate it that way lots of times. So if we look at our endings right here, what is the nominative masculine singular ending? It's this very first one, us. So in this case, we can just take the very first form of the adjective, bonus, and we're done. Okay, so the parsing is a step to get to the correct answer. Your correct answer is bonus. So if we're describing a man who's a subject, we're going to use the Latin word bonus. All right. Number 2, we have of the strong farmer. So before we worry about what the Latin word is, of the is referring to which case? What case do we use of the for? Of the is referring to possession. Possession is the genitive case. Okay, now we need to look at the word farmer. Is farmer singular or plural? There's only one farmer, singular. Now, the third question, we do have to know our Latin word. Is the Latin word for farmer masculine or feminine? Well, the word is agricola, but remember that's a pain noun, so even though it ends in an A and looks like it has feminine endings, it is actually masculine. So we need to take the word strong. The word for strong is validus, but we need to put the genitive singular ending. Okay, so we're still in our masculine column here. Genitive, nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative. So genitive is your second row of the singular. So that us needs to change to the letter I, and we have validi. So, and I do apologize, I just realized I forgot to correct Strong is not a vocabulary word you're supposed to know yet. I accidentally slipped it in there when I was making this worksheet. So, sorry, don't freak out. You don't need to know that one yet. That shows up in chapter 8, so I just got off by a chapter. Okay, so walidi, genitive singular masculine. Okay. Number 3, for the devout woman. What case is for the? 2 or 4 is the case that's dative. Woman is feminine. And is it singular or plural? Sorry, I did those out of order. Is it singular or plural? It's one woman, so singular, feminine. So we're going to go over to our chart here. What is the dative singular feminine ending? Nominative, genitive, dative, so I. Now the next step, though, is that we also need to know the word for devout. Your book glosses it as pious, devout, or God-fearing. So we're looking at pius, pia, pium. So we're going to take off the us and replace it with I, our dative singular ending, and we have pi. So that's how we would describe the for the devout woman. All right, number 4, with many flames. With shows up in which case? By, with, from is for your ablative case, that bottom one. So we know it is ablative. Is flames singular or plural? Plural, obviously, there's that S in English. Is the Latin word for flame masculine, feminine, or neuter? Well, you need to know that the Latin word for flame is flamma, and it's not one of the pain nouns, so the fact that it ends in A is a good sign to us that it is in fact feminine. So the feminine ablative plural ending is what? Feminine ablative plural goes all the way down to the bottom of our chart. We're going to put is, is, onto the end of the word for many. What is the word many? Multis, multa, multum. So we're going to get rid of our regular ending, and we're going to add is for our ablative plural feminine, multis. All right. Number 5, the holy shields is a direct object. Let's look at it. The direct object is what case? Accusative case is for the direct object. Is shields plural or singular? Plural. What is the gender of the word for shield? Again, you got to know your vocab. Scutum, scuti. So scutum is neuter because it ends in um. So now we need to think of the word for holy, or we can figure out our ending first, but let's mix things up. What's the word for holy? Sacer, sacra, sacrum. Okay? To add our ending, just like any other Latin word when we're adding endings onto it, to find what we can attach our endings onto to find the stem, we're going to look at the second word here. So we're looking at sacra. Just like verbs, we look at the second word, nouns, we look at the second word. So we're going to look at the second word and get rid of the ending, which in this case is just a. So we're left with soccer, and then we need to add our ending. So our stem is soccer, which sounds like sucker, but you know. All right, what is the direct object plural for a neuter noun? Accusative, plural, neuter. Make sure you're looking in the right chart. Accusative is next to last on the plural part. So it's just the letter A. So sacra. The holy shields, you would describe the shields as sacra. All right, apologies, I used the word strong again. I'll tell you that Latin word. But let's go ahead and parse first. If something is the subject, that means that it's in what case? It's in the nominative case. Is women, en, singular or plural? It's plural. What gender is women? Feminine. So we need the nominative plural ending. Your Latin word for strong, which I forgot you hadn't had, is walidus, walida, walidum. So we look at the second one. We'll get rid of the other two. To find our stem that we can attach endings onto, we get rid of the A. We're left with walid. And then what is our nominative plural feminine ending? Look at your chart if you need to. Eventually you need to do this in your brain. A-E, walidai. Couple more of this kind. From the bronze temple. What case is from? By, with, from is the ablative case. Is temple singular or plural? Singular. What gender is temple? You need to know your vocab. Templum, templi. Words that end in are usually neuter. We can see it up there in our chart. That first one is an So we know that this needs to be, our ending for our adjective needs to be ablative, singular, neuter. I apologize for the random capitalization. I just realized that was happening. Sorry. Hope that doesn't bug you too bad. All right. So we need to know the word for bronze. It's the weird looking one, aineus, aineia, aineium. So if you remember learning about the Aeneid, that's the name the Aeneid is, or Aeneas, he was called the bronze one. He was the guy who left after the Battle of Troy and helped establish Rome. So anyway, we need to look at which one, first, second, or third? Second one, so get rid of aineus and aineium. What do we remove to find our stem? In this case, just the A, set free the A, or the A goes away. And now we need to add our ablative singular neuter ending, which if you look over here is the letter O. So aineo is going to be the correct ending for from the bronze temple. Okay. Of the big horses, of the signifies what case? Of is possessive, so we're looking at the genitive case. Horses, singular or plural? Plural. Gender of horse, know your vocab. Equus, equi, ends in us, that means it is masculine. So, genitive, plural, masculine. What is the word for big? Derivative would be magnify. So we have magnus, magna, magnum. Look at the second one. In this case, it doesn't matter. It's the same no matter which one you look at. So we're left with magna. The A goes away. Magna is our stem. What is the genitive, plural, masculine ending? Here's masculine. Go down your chart. We're left with orum. Magnorum is how we would use big in this sentence. All right, two more. The beautiful girl. Direct object. So if it's the direct object, that means it is definitely which case? The accusative case. What number is it? Is girl singular or plural? Singular. What gender is girl? Feminine. What's the word for beautiful? You've had this for a while. Pulcher, pulchra, pulchrum. This one, it does kind of matter which one you look at to find your stem. We look at the second one, so we'll get rid of the other two. Pulchra is the form we're looking at. The A goes away, so we're left with pulcher. And then we have accusative singular feminine ending gives us pulchram. All right, for the protected city. City is feminine, I'm sorry, again. Should have thought of that. I think I meant to write town and then defaulted to something else, but we'll stick with city. So city is feminine, but you should be able to get the rest. For the, to or for is the case that's dative. Is city singular or plural? Singular, I'll tell you the word city is feminine. What is the word for protected? This you should know from chapter 7. Tutus, tuta, tutum. We look at the second word to find our stem, get rid of the other two. To actually find the stem, the A goes away. We're left with tut. I know. Dative singular feminine ending gives us I-A-E, tutai. All right. So that is that. Let's go ahead and clear that and look at the second half here. So I'm just going to delete these guys, maybe. Okay, we're just going to do this. Okay, and moving further along, now we actually have some full sentences, or full phrases, sorry, not sentences. Okay. A good town in the nominative case. So Latin prefers to put the adjective afterwards. So let's just start with the word town. What's the word town in the nominative case? Remember, nominative is just your basic ending. So you're left with oppidum. Now, once we are actually working with both words, it actually becomes a little bit easier, because remember we talked about in class that so far the words you've learned, if they agree in gender, number, and case, the endings are going to match except for the pain nouns and humus humi. Okay, so if it's not a pain noun or humus humi, you can get a little bit lazy and you can just make the endings match. So what's the word for good? Bonus. But to make it match oppidum, it needs to be bonum. Easy as that. All right. Of the pious boy. Of the boy is what case? Genitive. It says it right there to help you out. So boy with the genitive ending, we're looking for singular. So masculine, us, e. Genitive is your second one, o. So we need to take the word puer, add the letter I for our genitive ending. And then, is this a pain noun or humus humi? No, that means we don't need to worry about thinking through things too carefully. We just need to make the word pious and put the same ending on it. So what we actually end up with is our normal form of pious or devout is pius, pia, pium. So when we look at that second word and get rid of the A, we're left with the letters pi. And then our ending that we had to add was also the letter I. So it's puer pi. Looks very weird to us in English, but that's what it is. All right, for bronze shields, dative. We do need to watch out because it's plural. So word for shield is scutum, scuti, but we're going to take off the ending and replace it with, what's our dative plural ending? Is, scutis. Is scutum pain or humus? Nope. So we know we need the same ending. What's the word for bronze? Aeneus, Aenea, Aeneum. So it becomes Aeneis. Scutis Aeneis for bronze shields. All right, sacred flame. The word for flame is flamma, flammai. But we need the accusative ending, and it is singular. There's no S on flame. So, that's telling us first declension, I, So accusative is this guy, I, So we're just going to turn it into flammam. Is flamma a pain noun or humus humi? No, just make the endings match. So the word for sacred is sacer, sacra, sacrum. Get rid of everything except the middle word. And then we need to take off the A. The A goes away to find our adjective stem. Now we need to add the exact same ending, sacram, flammam sacram. All right, I'm going to go through the next ones faster because I'm hoping by now this is making a lot of sense. So the word for sign is signum, signi. That is neuter. Neuter plurals go to A in the nominative and accusative. Signa, the word for safe, is the same as the word for protected, tutus, tuta, tutum. This is not a pain noun or humus humi, so it just becomes signa, tuta, safe signs. From the big temple, by with from is ablative. Temple is templum. It's singular. Our ablative singular ending is o, templo. This is also not a pain noun or humus humi, so we just have templo and the word for big, magnus, magnum, magnum. So we take that and match the ending, templo, magno. All right, many poets. Poeta is poet, but we need the accusative plural. This is, if it normally ends in an A, it's a first declension noun. I, we need the plural, I, arum, is, as, so it's poetas. Alarm bells should be going off in your head because this is a pain noun, right? Poeta agricola incula nauta. So now you need to really watch out. We need a masculine, in fact, let's go ahead and just parse this so we can be on top of things. Masculine, plural, and then it says accusative. I know I mixed up the order on that. That's okay. What is the word for many? Multus, multa, multum. So I'm just going to write the second word, but the A goes away. So there's our stem. What is the masculine plural accusative ending? Us, e, o. Those are all singular, so second half. E, orum, is, os, is. Accusative is this guy. So it's not os, it's os. Poetas multos. That is how we make that one agree in case, number, and gender. So adjectives agree with the nouns they modify in case, number, and gender. Can't type. Not necessarily the ending. Okay, so just watch out. Be really careful with that stuff. Okay, just a few more questions, guys, and then I will let you go. I apologize that this is something this long that we're going through. So we're just going to finish these guys here. These are a little quicker because they gave us everything except an ending. So the quick way to go through these is to just look. If it's a pain noun, you need to carefully figure it out. If it's not, and it's not humusumi, you can literally just match the ending. You do need to think about which word it's modifying, though. So Deus est bon something. Well, bon is probably describing the only other noun in the sentence, which is Deus. Is Deus pain noun or humusumi? Nope. So we can just match the ending and it becomes Deus est bonus. God is good. Scutum est aine. Is scutum a pain noun? Nope. It's not humusumi. So we just match the ending. Scutum est aineum. Scutum is shield. Aineum is bronze. The shield is bronze. Opida sunt mang. Okay, opida comes from opidum. It's a pain noun, humusumi. Nope, match the ending. Magna. Opida sunt magna. Now, translating this one, you do need to watch out. Opida, we learned it originally as opidum. It's a neuter noun. For neuter nouns, the A signifies e, o, a, orum, is, a, is. That it's plural, nominative or accusative. So we're looking at not just the town is big, but the towns are big. Okay, what about here? Multa scuta creat. Well, creat is a verb, so that's not what multa is describing. It's describing the noun in the sentence, scuta. Is scuta a pain noun? No. Humusumi? No. So our ending is a. Multa scuta creat. Okay, so scuta comes from scutum scuti, also a neuter noun. So if it ends in an A, that's telling us it is plural. I apologize for the scratching. My dog's putting himself to bed. So, multa scuta, many shields, but creat is singular. So creat has to be he, she, or it creates. It can't be they create. So we can't have the shields creating, plus that doesn't make sense. So he creates, and these are in the accusative, he creates many shields. Number 5, flamma est sacra. What? Well, flamma is neither a pain noun nor humusumi, so it's just A. Just match the endings. Flamma est sacra. Flamma is singular, right? We didn't add a plural ending there. So the flame is sacred. Feminae sunt tut. Femina is not a pain noun or humusumi. Tutai. Feminae, is that singular or plural? And is your verb singular or plural? AE ending is nominative plural. NT is a plural verb. So it's the women are safe. Agricola est P something. All right, right here, alarm bells should be going off in your head because agricola is a pain noun. So first look at this word. What case is it in? It's the basic form of the word that you learned, so it's the nominative form. It's your subject, because the farmer is something. So your subject form, we need what gender? Masculine. So we need masculine, nominative, and is that the singular or plural nominative ending? It's the singular. What is the masculine chart's nominative singular ending? It's the same as second declension, us, e, o, e, orum, is, os, is. So us, the very first one. So your word should be pius. Agricola est pius. The farmer is devout, God-fearing, pious. All right, number 8, pupa est pulcra. Not a pain noun, not hummus hummy. So pupa est pulcra, which I just realized I accidentally pronounced the ending on you ahead of time, so whoops. All right, pupa est pulcra. Pupa is a doll, so the doll est is pulcra. Beautiful. The doll is beautiful. 2 more, guys. Templum est sacr something. Templum, not a pain noun, not humusumi. Just match the ending. Sacrum. Templum est sacrum. The temple is sacred or holy. Pueri sunt pi something. Puer is neither a pain noun nor humus humi, so we just match the ending. What's the ending? It's just the letter I. So we end up with that weird looking P-I-I, P-E. Pueri sunt P-E. The boys, the I makes it plural. The boys are pious, devout, or God-fearing. All right, that is it, guys. That is the end of my torturing you for today. So contact me if you have any questions or concerns. Your homework for the weekend, you need to do the next page in the same packet. So it's all there combined for you, what you did today with me and then what you're going to be doing tomorrow. You don't need to do all the pages, just page number 2. All right, gracias, walete.